I've got an interesting and a little bit of a niche topic here today for you. I don't hear too many people talking about this. I'm sure there's some articles and videos out there, but it's something that I've been doing for all of the brands that I have, and then I've also done it for some clients where it's necessary. But I do think a lot of businesses need the topic that we're talking about today, and it's called a press page or a newsroom or just a simple brand assets page, whatever you want to do. I'm going to show you what I've done. I got it top of mind right now. I'll show you some examples. But my name is Szymanski. I'm the owner and founder of FindIT Tech. This is MJSWP, where I like to talk about issues, topics, different tutorials, ideas, and things like that that other agency owners or developers like yourself might find interesting. And today, like I said, we're talking about a little one that I don't think a lot of people talk about all the time. So let's just a quick video here. I want to chat about it. We'll switch over and we'll talk about everything that I've just been thinking about. So if you are new to this, if you're watching this like around the time that it's being filmed in September of 2023, I'm actually in the process of building the MJSWP site. I'll probably be doing a live stream or some sort of video to kind of like show me actually building everything out. But it's going to be awesome. You're getting a sneak peek in this video if you're watching this one, so congratulations. But what I want to show you here is I was thinking about doing just a simple, just like minimum viable product press page for this, and I'll explain what that is just using some examples. So this is how this topic came to mind for me. So I have a couple other websites here that I'll pull up. So this is a personal website that I have, and it's probably going to get refactored at some point. These types of things are what I'm talking about. So you've probably actually seen some of this before. If you've ever Googled like company name logo, there's a chance, and the idea would be actually that search, that keyword would ultimately organically bring up the press page of your company. So if your company was called FindIT Tech, for instance, we'll come back to all these different examples, but if your company was called FindIT Tech, like my agency is, and you type in FindIT Tech logo, hopefully the press page where the logo lives and everything like that would, kind of come up. So that's just kind of an aside there. But let me show you kind of what I've done. Let me show you some other brand examples. You'll get the idea. And then, this isn't like anything super technical to build. It's not crazy complicated. It's literally most of the time just text, headings, things like that, and then colors and logos, like literally images files. So it's nothing crazy as far as tutorial and everything goes. But the concepts here I think are important, and I think this is something you kind of sell to your clients in a way, or just again provide like more value, because these are important things, especially depending on the types of businesses that you're dealing with. So like for example, this is my agency website, FindIT Tech. I have a simple press page on here. We just talk about like the brand assets. So thank you for your interest in FindIT Tech. Here's like what this is, whatever. Spelling. This is an important one specifically for this business. And again, these things are obviously modular. You don't have to put every section in if you don't want to, but spelling. When I was younger, I decided that this was a good name for an agency. That's a different topic for a different time, but find, literally the word find, and then IT, like all squished together, and then tech for some reason, okay? So, whatever. I think it's a terrible name now, but the point is that is like a stylistic thing. And there's other brands out there that either like have weird spellings of like an interest, like a name that's like a normal word that's spelled differently, something like that, or, what have you. So this, I actually think this setup here, this spelling idea, I think was taken from possibly Monster Insights or something like some other thing, because I did a lot of research on other press pages, and that was a genius example. Like, if your brand has a weird spelling thing, put that in this press page where if somebody wants to write about you or put a post up about you or just needs your logo or something, or is in any way going to talk about your brand, have it all there for them. So it's simple. I have an actual real world example of this. I sent this page to a graphic designer that we're doing some work on the brand for, logos and stuff like that. And he was like, "This is awesome. I wish everybody had this." So it doesn't matter if it's like a colleague or like a client or like whoever it is. Everybody will appreciate something like this because it's so simple to use, right? So spelling is one example. Pronunciation. I'm gonna click this button right here. FindIT Tech. Isn't that cool? Now that's a little more technical. I mean, there's a little JavaScript I think or something like that. But literally just type in like how to make audio on a button and you'll be able to do it. But my point is, again, everybody spells this kind of incorrectly, stylistically, and they say like find IT Tech or whatever it is. If your brand has some sort of weird pronunciation, piece to it, then do something like that too, where they can just know exactly and you could just write it out. Another great thing. Logo. This is kind of like the meat and potatoes of this. Like, I mean, obviously everybody's going to have a logo. Make it very easy for them to download the logo. And if you want to go even one step further, make it like multiple different kinds of logos, like like different types. I think over here, actually, I have the main logo. We'll talk about colors and everything like that. I have an actual even better example that I can bring up here and we could talk about, but there's, just these types of things, right? So, and I've built these two pages here myself, and I'll bring up another one here very quickly as well. But yeah, this is the point that I'm talking about here is logo and then also colors. This is a really, really cool feature. Stupid little simple feature, but if you can have like what the colors are and then you can have the color codes and one click to copy those to the clipboard, that's like just unnecessarily cool. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you don't have to do that, but that's awesome. Let's look at some of these other bigger brands because I have taken a lot of inspiration from them. But, so talking about our name, they're talking about our logo, these types of things, right? What to do and what not to do is also like really cool. And as an option there, they have their colors, fine print. You can go as deep as you want with this. This is the beauty. You can have a real simple one or you can have a lot of other things. I've never even looked at Wistia's, but I brought it up here. So yeah, again, like if you want EPS or PNG, you could do that. You can do different types. They have a ton of colors here, in usage guidelines. If you're really a stickler for that, you should probably write that as well. I'll show you one more here because this is a variation on this. Is Gary Vaynerchuk's. This has changed since I saw it very initially, but I took a lot of inspiration for this one. It used to look very similar to his, but it was interesting because it incorporated a lot of different things. Because if you build this, if you actually like this concept, you're going to be probably building it maybe for businesses, or if you work with individuals like influencers or whatever, there's different needs for different types of people, businesses, right? So with this is actually a really good example. Obviously GaryVee is like huge, whatever. But the point is that somebody is going to ask him the workflow, where you can see this in real life. Somebody's going to ask him like, hey, do you want to speak or something like that? And he's going to say yes. They're going to give him that agreement. And then they're going to say, do you have any information for us to share maybe in like a program or on our website or whatever, in the marketing material or day of material of the event? And you don't want to send them this package of stuff every time. I feel like that's extremely inefficient. So you store it all on one thing. You have like a simple biography and everything like that you can do. You have a bunch of headshots and photos and everything like that they can pull from. They can, if there is press and everything like that, you can reference that or whatever. Imagine you're somebody that is not a part of this, right? You're somebody of the media or of the press or whatever. And then there's like, even a one sheet, which is a newer thing that's kind of like really cool. You can just like have that and I don't know, do whatever. I mean, again, I'm not really in this world. I'm just trying to give you like examples of how you can be like super simplistic like this, or you can do even layer in more of those other things depending on, just how deep you really want to go there. So let me show you one more here, just the sake of the example and something. This was another one that I created. So just like kind of more random ideas that I've had. This is like just a straight up brand assets page for a company that I had and is kind of in hiatus called Fueled by Progress. And the idea was it was more of like an apparel podcast, community brand, all that sort of stuff. So like, again, giving you different ideas based on like what you're actually dealing with, like what brand your brand type of brand you're dealing with. So like brand assets. So imagine, somebody, you wanted to do business or something with somebody that in this case was like apparel or podcast. Like somebody's going to need your logo to put on like shirts or something like that, or whatever the case is. A whole thing. This downloads like a zip file. This download brand assets button downloads a whole zip file of like everything. And you could even like, if you wanted to go even further, you could take all this information, put it in like a document basically, and put that in the zip file as well if you really wanted to. So it's like they could also download it rather than just looking on the website. But again, let's just look at some of the things. So names, again, stylization, everything like that. Taglines is another one. I've seen that on some other bigger brands as well. Like do you have like a slogan or anything like that? Logos. Saying the variations of the logos is actually a good idea too. If you do have something, this wasn't anything like super crazy as far as like what this was. But, like you have like the abbreviation logo, you have the full written out one, and then you have like some other sort of variation. So, and then just giving that whole, like making them not just saying it, but like understanding what they are, kind of like a dark and light version as well, if you have that type of thing. just giving more information, just as much information as possible. Again, colors and stuff like that, and then usage details. So nothing crazy on that one, just a couple little tidbits that I think might be helpful. But yeah. So that is pretty much a brand assets page, press page. If you get deeper into it and start dealing with more like articles and things like that, you can call it a newsroom, press releases and things. Just look up examples, more examples than I showed you there. But I have, like I said, I've built at least 4 of those now at least. And I think it's really important. It's just one time you build it. It's so efficient because then you can just hand that out to whoever needs it. It's a really small little detail of building websites that I don't hear people talk about it that often. So just wanted to bring it to you guys' attention, maybe give you some ideas to add another page into the next project that you do, or do it for your own site. So that's all I got. Let me know if you guys have any questions, any thoughts, anything to build on everything that we talked about there. Maybe you have a ton more of ideas for those types of pieces and places on the website. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it as always. And I'll talk to you in the next one.